Gourmet cuisine on the assembly line. This time it's 500 portions of salmon. Chef Kai Schöneberg inspects each plate before it leaves the kitchen. 40 waiters are serving the guests at this party. It's one of 3 events that Kofler Kompanie are catering for tonight.
Everyone's trying to pack in their Christmas parties around the 24th of December. And that means that there are days this month when we really stretch to the limit.
A few hours earlier, the team transformed the cafeteria at Berlin's German Historical Museum into a kitchen. The food is always prepared on location. Company owner Klaus Peter Kofler has arrived. He founded the company nearly 20 years ago. Today he's one of Germany's top caterers.
Several years ago, customers with as many as 400 to 500 guests said they were happy if their food was hot, the service was good, and the food was still edible. Today, more customers expect dining at a banquet to be like eating at a fine restaurant.
And that means the surroundings are equally important. 90 minutes and the team has turned the museum courtyard into a banquet hall. The company has a staff of more than 200, plus temporary workers. Klaus Peter Kofler oversees every step of the preparations. He's a perfectionist and has received multiple awards, including a prize from the renowned gourmet guide Gourmio.
You only have one chance. If you're a cleaner, for instance, and things aren't that clean one day, you just come in the next day and clean again. If the food doesn't taste good at an event like tonight's and high-profile politicians like Chancellor Merkel are there, you have a problem. Because you can't correct that, so there's a lot of pressure.
While his team finishes preparing for the museum party, Kofler meets with a Berlin-based interior designer to discuss his latest project. He plans to open a restaurant in this factory space in January for just 4 weeks. There's still plenty to do to transform these bare rooms into a pop-up restaurant.
We're presenting our Pret-a-Dîner collection there for 4 weeks with 4 up-and-coming chefs, who we believe will be the Witzigmanns and Wohlfahrts of the next generation. In principle, it's a food collection that we'll later be able to offer to our catering customers.
Back at the museum, Chancellor Angela Merkel is giving a speech. Behind the scenes, the team is dishing up the main course. Each of the 17 chefs is responsible for one part of the presentation, until all the guests are served. Kofler is in the kitchen the entire evening.
He's the brains, he's the driver, he's the strategist. He says when, how, what, where. He makes the final call when meat comes out of the oven, how hot it should be, and when it's carved.
500 beef fillets cooked to perfection. The caterer's goal is to make each portion taste as if it were prepared individually, not mass-produced.
You have to treat everyone like the Chancellor, then you don't get any complaints.
Just before midnight, Kai Schöneberg gets a break to enjoy the dessert. And Klaus Peter Kofler makes one last round to see that all the guests are happy.